Hey y'all. It feels good to be back on YouTube. It feels good to talk to people that I know love the Lord, talk to people that and share like the goodness of God and stuff like that. So even though I'm on my journey back to God, I'm on the journey completely back to God, like sold out, done with my own way and all that stuff. I've been realizing like a lot of ways God has blessed me in spite of. And I remember praying at times like, Lord, I know that I'm doing this and or take it away if it ain't meant and all that stuff. But I was also praying for other things like my job and my kids and how stuff has God has allowed stuff to manifest that I never would have thought possible in a million years. Things that I would walk into and learn. So one thing I want to talk about is my job. I'm still at work right now. I work from home. I work in a field I never thought about being in. I have an amazing schedule. It's actually not just better for me, but for my children too. I work with an amazing company that I think is fantastic, that really cares about their employees and everything. And I never thought I would be working from home. So I just want to kind of go into that for a little bit and talk about the goodness of God and how He's blessed me in spite of like where I was in life and where I was, where my mindset was. So, firstly, I'll start with what I do. So, I work in HR for a living, and what I do is people that have applied to the company I work for, I I look at their resume, I determine if they would be a good fit based on their resume, and then I give them a call or send them an email if they don't answer. I give them a call and I say, hey, I see that you recently applied for a position with the company and I want to go over some details with you. And after I do that, I speak with them a little bit about the company and then I ask them questions or, go over the pay and all that to see if they would even like working here. And once they say, yeah, then I'll schedule an interview with them, like a face-to-face interview with my recruiter who was at the actual location. So this, I never imagined that it was even something like this available. you know I don't have no degree in this, and this is an HR position, so I work in HR. So how I first got with the company, I worked for another company for a while. It was like a what is it called? It's healthcare, like a caregiver in it. And so when I was a caregiver, it was okay working in that field. I worked overnight. I thought that was the only job that could work for me because of my schedule and my kids were in school and all that stuff. So I worked overnight for a while. Well, not that long, for like 6 months. And I just got to a point where like the paycheck wasn't cutting it. Like I didn't mind doing what I did, but the paycheck wasn't cutting it. Like I was living paycheck to paycheck. At the end of the week when I would get paid, or the end of the 2 weeks when I would get paid, it was just not enough. So, and I didn't mind what I was doing, like I said, but what I was making was not cutting it. So then I decided to pray. I decided to take it to God, and I was like, Lord, this pay is like, it's a blessing, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I need to make more in order to get somewhere. Like I wouldn't have been able to move out on my own had I not had a better income. So I prayed to God. I said, Lord, I need something with a better income, something that I enjoy. Oops. Something that I enjoy doing, something that I wouldn't mind like doing for a long time. I also pray to God for a specific schedule. I said, Lord, I pray that it has a good schedule, something I can work around my kids. I was still thinking it was overnight, so I was applying for overnight jobs. And no matter who was in my ear telling me it ain't gonna work, it's gonna mess up your schedule, whatever, I still continue to pray to God. I still continue to ask Him for a salary that is better. I also asked Him for like a schedule that was good for my kids, a place where it's something I like doing. And so I started applying and I eventually applied for the company I work for and I got hired, but it was like a call center position. And so even though I hadn't worked in call centers in a while, I was ready. I did it and I got into it. It was a little bit difficult for me at first, but I eventually got the hang of it, started getting bonuses and stuff and awards and stuff. So I really like the company from that because they have employee appreciation, which is I feel like is really important in any company. And so I got 2 minutes left until I start wrapping it up to get off work. But anyway, and I don't see nothing is popping up for me right now. So I'm probably cool anyway. But what happened was I really enjoyed that position, but one day I was at work and I got an email. Everybody got the same email that a position was hiring. I applied for the position and didn't get it. It was an entry-level HR position. The first time I applied for it, I was only with the company 3 months and I did not get the position. And I was like, okay, well, it's only been 3 months. I can't expect the world to happen in 3 months. So I stayed with the company or whatever and stopped thinking about the position or whatever. And then next thing you know, when I was there for 6 months, it came up again that they were hiring again for another person for that position. So they were like building a team. And so I applied again and I didn't think nothing of it. But I did pray to God. I said, Lord, if this is for me, it's for me. Just like I had prayed before, it's going to happen. So I eventually, got the call, did the first interview, did the second interview, and ended up getting the job. And I was so elated. And then I talked to her. Oh, and I didn't tell y'all like the job that when I first applied for the company that I was working with, I spoke with a recruiter and I was doing my interview and I was telling her about my kids and why I was looking for a better position and everything. And she was like, well, you have children? I said, yeah, I have children. She was like, well, you are probably like an 8 to 4 schedule. I was like, what? That's my favorite schedule. If y'all didn't know, 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. because I get to be with my kids, get them dinner, all this stuff. And they got daycare and everything. So I just pick them up for daycare, bring them home, feed them, spend a little time with them, homework, whatever at the end of the day. Oh, it's time for me to get out of this. So, after I did all that, she had gave me the perfect schedule that I liked. So I had the perfect schedule. I was making enough money to do something with. Like I was making I was making double what I was making before. So I was like, oh, this is good. This is amazing. The schedule was on point. And so that's why I stayed at the company, because I was like a call center where I ain't got to be like in nobody's face, in no customer's face. And then I was like, okay, the schedule is perfect. Everything is right on time. Amazing. God, you did it. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I never thought in a million years that when I applied for the HR position that I would have got it. So when I was speaking with the supervisor of this position I'm in now, she was telling me you get to make your own schedule as long as it's consistent. So I picked 8 to 4. I'm like, yes, this is what's up. But then I realized after a while that I could actually work 7:30 to 3:30. I said, well, I would rather work 7:30 to 3:30. So I changed my schedule from 7:30 to 3:30. So now I work 7:30 to 3:30. I still do the interviews over the phone. What I do, I like. I still make the same amount of money or more. I think I make more. It's like around the same hourly rate, but I still make more. It's a position I never thought I would have in human resources. It was an entry-level position. Because I always used to talk to God and be like, Lord, I want something where, and I know some people say this is crazy, but I prayed to God. I said, God, I want a position where if I'm out away from the office, they got to leave a voicemail with, so I call them back. Lord, I want something where the people depend on me to be there. Like if I'm away from my desk, they just got to wait till I come back. Not something where I'm waiting for somebody. Like I said, I want a position where people got to leave a voicemail and wait till I come back. People wait for my call. I want to speak to people and they be happy about talking to me, not like they upset about their product and I got to make them happy from there and, give them a discount or something. I also told God that I wanted something with a good schedule where I could still be with my kids. I still wanted to have that time with my kids. And the job was Monday through Friday too. So I wanted that. I also told the Lord, I got a thing that I said. But India, this is everything that you ask God for. Be grateful, be humble, work quickly and efficiently. To keep it, you can't be what you can't see. So basically, it was everything I asked God for. It's a HR position. So if somebody don't reach me, they leave a voicemail, I'll get back to them tomorrow. So I'm not on nobody's schedule but my own. The schedule I picked for myself is 7:30 to 3:30, Monday through Friday. I don't work on the weekends, and I got benefits. I got full benefits. They said my benefits going to be taken away, but then they gave us our benefits back. So we got benefits now. So I have retirement. I have the option for retirement. I haven't started saving for it yet, but we got healthcare, dental, vision, life insurance, retirement. And y'all, I know this world's going to pass away, and whether you got the best job or the worst job or whatever, all that matters is Christ. But when you living in this world and you got kids and the day-to-day go by and you realizing you can't afford this and afford that and your schedule is crazy, you ain't spending no time with your kids, I feel like God gave me everything I asked for in this position. And I do everything from home. I don't have to get dressed and go into no office. All I got to do is get up in the morning, get my kids dressed for daycare, for school, drop them off. And then in the afternoon, I pick them up from daycare and I bring them home. I feed my babies on the weekends. We enjoy our time together. We just be so happy, so ecstatic that we all together. And then like I work in a human resource position where I just had a meeting with the CHRO, which is the chief of all HR, and she was saying how she was putting together like a career path for people that's entry level that want to move up in the company, recruiters that want to move up in the company. Like she's making like a path. And so she was talking to us about that today, and it just made me excited because I can stay with this company. And like I always want to say, like, remain humble no matter what. Like whatever God gives you, like praise him for it, thank him for it, remember your prayers. I think I said this in another video before, to remember your prayers, because when God gives it to you, you have to thank him. You have to remain with a grateful heart. Like the job I had before that was making like $600 every 2 weeks, then I moved to a job that was making to this company, and I was making like $1,000 every 2 weeks, and now I make $1,000 to $1,400 every 2 weeks. And it's a consistent pay schedule. I'm not self-employed. I work for a company, and it's legit. I have a team. There's other people that do it. And I was the first person to get hired for this position in Phoenix. So it was amazing. And it's an on-site. Like I can go on site anytime I want to and help out with there. But I don't want to go on site. Like I like the position I got, and it's a blessing from God. So that's just one of the ways God blessed me in my life. In spite of, he still blessed me with a job. And one thing I always used to pray is like, Lord, not just for me, but for my kids. Like if it was just me, then I wouldn't care what schedule I work and when I went to work and left. I probably would, but I always would pray, Lord, not just for me, but for my kids. Like if it's to help me be a better mother, help me be in their life more, help them be with me more, and not just in the safety of others, but in the safety of their mother who loves them more than anything, then that's what I would rather have. And so I always say, Lord, not just for me, but for my kids. And so I really believe the Lord blessed me for my kids, for everything. So, and I could actually move anywhere. Like I don't have to commute to no office or nothing like that. I work in HR, which is a line of business or a position you can move up in frequently. Like I can go from place to place to place and be in HR. I'm just building my experience right now. I've been in this position since March, and it's August. So about it's about to be 6 months. I'll be with the company for a year in August, and I'm so excited, y'all. Like it's like I'm looking back, like God, like you were still blessing me with things I was asking for. All you wanted me to do is to serve you, and now I'm serving them, and I'm just completely happy, and I'm realizing all the ways that He's blessed me over time. I'm gonna do more videos as I am led, but I really wanted to put this out there. Like if you pray to God and you give a legit need and reason, not just, oh Lord, I want a better job so I could just ball out in the mall. Like, no, I gave God legit reasons. I said, Lord, and I was very specific. I said, Lord, I want a job where if they can't reach me, they can't reach me. They gotta leave a voicemail. Or if I got an office, if I'm away from my office, oh well, like I want something where people are happy, and that's what I got. And I want a position where people are happy to speak with me. When I call people and say, "Hey, this is the position you apply for," they'd be so happy to speak with me. And when I tell them, "Oh, we'll give you a call or schedule an interview," they so happy when they speak with me. And that's one of the things I pray, Lord. I said, I don't want to just speak with people when they're upset. And then another thing, my schedule 7:30 to 3:30 is even better than 8 to 4, because now I get off a little earlier and I can run a few errands before I go pick up my kids from daycare. So that's good. And then the school that my kids go to is a really good school. The area they go to school in is good. The daycare area is good. It's just better than anything I could have imagined. And God is the word is true. God is true when He says in His word that He'll do exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think. Like I didn't plan in a million years. God gave me everything I wanted and some. Like I asked for all of that, but I thought it was going to be at a location in an office, but I'm working from home. Y'all see in the back and I made my thing in my closet. Like this is my closet. Like my office is my closet. They were saying, "Do you got a quiet workspace?" I said, "Yeah, I got a quiet workspace," and I set everything up in my closet. They got my computers and everything. I got 2 screens, but I can't show y'all what's on because it's my job. But I just want to thank y'all for listening. I want to continue to share my life story because I like to look back on it later. A few months ago, I was looking back on my YouTube videos and noticed that I was fine. Like I was loving the Lord the best way I could and overcoming everything that He allowed me to overcome. When the enemy would throw something, I would overcome it. And I just want to return back there. So thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all have a good day and be blessed.